Hey, what's up? This is Garrett. I'm playing music as Messenger Down, and these are your questions. Question number one: what inspired you to pursue a career in music? When I was a little kid, I was super into like singing and like, of course, as a kid, it was like Backstreet Boys in sync, and like I wanted to do the whole like dancing and all of that nonsense. In high school, I got like a lot better with words than I was with like visuals. Um, so writing lyrics kind of became a thing that I did all the time, and that eventually became learning instruments and figuring out how to actually write a song. And over the course of just doing that, I just decided like that was what I wanted to do with my life. This is question number two. What bands have influenced or inspired you? Definitely the biggest influence is Panic at the Disco. I just adore the way that, like, when you think of Panic at the Disco, it can mean so many different things. Like, Pretty Odd and A Fever You Can't Sweat Out and Vices and Too Weird to Live are all entirely different sounds, entirely different records. And that was something that I really wanted to do with Messenger Down because I love so many different styles of music. The first, like, big influence, probably My Chemical Romance, though. They were the band that when I found them, it was like, okay, this is something that I really want to do. What has been your biggest success in music so far, and how did you achieve it? For me personally, there's two big ones. One of them is in 2013, late 2013, we were in Alternative Press Magazine's AP&R section. That was awesome. That was absolutely nuts. And so many people found us through that feature, and super thankful for the people over at AP for including us. And then probably the next biggest would be playing Warp Tour. We've done the Charlotte date of Warp Tour for 3 years. This is question number five. What bands have you enjoyed playing shows with, and were you fans of any of them before? A lot. I've enjoyed playing shows with so many bands. There have been probably close to 200 or 300 Messenger Down shows, but kind of like the big, like really cool shows that we've done have been, we opened for Set It Off, one of my favorite bands of all time in Greensboro. We played with Chunk No Captain Chunk, Hit the Lights. Those were all really cool opportunities and experiences. This is question six. What was it like playing at Warped Tour with so many well-known bands? This past year, I didn't really meet anyone new necessarily. I spent so much time at the merch table. But the first year we played, I met some of the dudes from The Used, guys from Mayday Parade. That was my first time meeting Cody from Set It Off as well. So many cool people that year. And same goes for the second year. The dudes from Go Radio, Ann Arbor, so many bands. Warped Tour is just nuts. And it's so cool being in like the same vicinity as all of these people that you listen to and have looked up to for so long. There's no other word to describe it than just nuts. I've said that like 6 times already. This is 7. How has playing at Warped Tour changed you as an artist? I can't necessarily say it's really changed me as an artist. It's more so influenced me as a performer. It's so hot, and you have such a short amount of time, and it's so exciting that you're squeezing so much energy and everything you've got in you into like a 20-minute set. And if you're not careful, you get so tired so quick. Question number 8. Do you have any interesting stories about shows you have played? One in particular that I'll talk about is played Swayze's in, I think it was Marietta, Georgia. There was a giant hole in the stage. So instead of playing on the stage, we set up on the floor in front of the stage. That was kind of crazy. This is question number 9. Do you have any quirks when writing or playing music? I don't really think I have any like major quirky nonsense that I do in either the writing or performing stages of songs. Playing, I don't know, I do a lot of dumb dances, and I swing the microphone around my neck, and I get hurt in really stupid ways. Like, I don't get hurt the obvious way, which would be, like, hitting myself in the face with the mic. I get hurt by, like, doing some sort of spin move and kneeing myself in the face. That's about it. This is question number 10. What is your creative process like? Usually, I will come up with an idea. I come up with tons of ideas. If it's a lyrical idea, I'll put it down in my phone. If it's a musical idea, I'll plug it in on Guitar Pro. Sometimes they'll get sat on for ridiculously long times, and sometimes I'll sit down and finish them in one sitting. If I'm working with anybody at the time, I'll send it off, see if they have any ideas, throw some stuff around. That's basically how it goes, for writing at least. This is 11. Do you prefer to write your songs solo or collaborate with other band members and people? It's really on a song-by-song basis. Some songs, and I probably have the most fun with these songs, are the ones that I kind of generated an idea and just sit down and it just all comes to me like super quick, and I can like finish it in like one night. Those are the most fun, but I really enjoy having someone to bounce a few ideas off of. This is number 12. What is the process of changing band members like? Up until this point, it's kind of sucked. When Messenger Down started, the whole intention was for it to be like, this is Garrett Foster plus a live band. So from 2012 into early 2013, member changes weren't that big of a deal. And then when it got to 2013, we'd played with this one lineup for, I think, over 6 months. And we decided, all right, this is going to be the group that we stick with forever. So we decided that was Messenger Down at that point. Me and the 3 other guys. And then toward the end of that year, we tried to throw a couple other people into the mix. Then the beginning of 2014, there were a couple other member mix-ups. We went into recording What Should Have Been Said, had a member addition after recording What Should Have Been Said, and then played with that lineup until May or June of this year, and then there was just the big split between me and the rest of the guys. But yeah, up until this point, it's kind of been weird, but after this, it'll be like it was at the beginning. It won't be a big deal because I'm gonna keep it just me plus live members, people that I can take these songs on stage with. And of course, that'll be a little more interchangeable. There'll be a lot less involved in like the creative process and the stuff like that. That way, if someone decides this isn't what they're interested in, it won't be any sort of like messy situation. It'll just be like, hey, I'm not feeling it anymore. And I'll be like, okay, cool. Hope you have a good time doing good stuff. This is 13. Are you excited for the opportunities that you will have now that you are going solo? There at the end with the group of guys, there was a little bit of a tear in where we wanted to go as far as a musical direction. And with those guys starting a new band, you're going to hear an expansion on one end of the Messenger Down spectrum, kind of the more aggressive, the more angry music. But for me, I'm taking this opportunity to kind of get back to the kind of songs I really started the band to write. Stuff that's a lot more positive, a lot more uplifting, a lot more fun, happy music that will make people feel good. Plus, it's going to be really cool to not have to really worry about much else. When you've got a group of people together, you kind of have to worry about like, okay, is this guy gonna enjoy the song that I just finished writing and I'm crazy stoked on? Which is something I was starting to run into for a little bit because they wanted to go in a more aggressive direction and I didn't at all. So I'm definitely excited to be able to put music out that I'm like crazy stoked on and am really, really excited for. I'm also just really excited to be able to take this new music on the road and kind of get back to playing shows again. A lot of these songs are very fun and very catchy, and they're going to be really fun in a live setting. There's a lot more I'm going to do creatively as far as like album packaging, music videos, promotional material, things like that. There's just a lot of doors that are opening up now that it's kind of back to the start and me doing it myself. I'm very excited, and something's going to be out real soon that I think you guys can get stoked on. This is question 14. You've said on social media that next year you are planning to release an album called Cheating Death. Can you tell us or give us any more information on that or on other upcoming projects you're working on? I don't really want to talk too much about it yet because there's so many songs that are kind of in the bucket for what could become Cheating Death that it could go a lot of different directions right now. But whatever that direction is going to be different. And it's going to be a lot of new territory for Messenger and a lot of stuff that hasn't really been done before. But now I kind of have an outlet to do that. But I'll be recording it later this year. I'm going to be working with a couple different people on it. I don't want to give too much away. I want to leave a little bit of mystique there, so I'll leave it at that. Number 15, and lastly, what advice would you give to somebody wanting to pursue a career in music? Just do it. Like, it sounds kind of cliche, but just do it. I started Messenger Down myself. The first couple songs I did myself with a producer named Randall Carriger that I found online. And everything is kind of like snowballed from there. But I got it started on my own because I knew what I wanted to do. I was trying to build a group of people around that rather than, oh no, I don't have a bunch of musician friends that all want to start a band. You know what I mean? The whole point of Messenger Down is I write songs, I'm going to have an outlet for those songs, and I'm going to make it work. And I'm going to do it fantastically, whether I have a full band behind me, whether I'm doing it just myself forever, no matter what. Like, I was gonna make it work. And you kind of just have to go into it with that kind of an attitude. There are a lot of obstacles, and there's a lot of things that are gonna come up and kind of get in your way from point A to point Z, but that's a thing that every band goes through. That's something that if you want to be a musician and you want to play music, you're gonna deal with and you're gonna put up with, and is gonna be so worth it when you finally make it to that show or get that record out. Anything that might possibly stand in your way is just an obstacle, and you can beat it just like any obstacle that you might face in life in general. So really just figure out what you want to do and get it started. Start doing it. And that's really as much as there is to it. There isn't some sort of secret magic formula that has to go into being a musician. You can do it yourself. I did for a while before adding members to the band, and I am going to do it for years and years to come. So just figure out what you want to do and go for it.